Hello students, this is the part third of the history chapter first. So let's start. Our first topic is new social and political groups, or you can say that mobility. So students, some new changes were adopted during medieval time. This period was seen as a period of mobility. Here mobility means the peoples who move from one place to another. But why they travel from one place to another? Why they travel from one place to another? In the search of wealth, food, shelter and opportunity. What kind of opportunity? Job opportunity. So here you will get the answer of first question. Why did they travel from one place to another? In the search of wealth and job opportunities. Name of the one such group is Rajput. Name of that one such group is Rajputs. Who were Rajputs? The Rajputs were the person who claimed as a warrior. Rajputs were the group of the peoples who claimed as a warrior. Along with this, along with this changes, some new ideas and technologies also brought by the people, that is Persian wheel, spinning wheel and fire combat. So Persian wheel is used. Persian wheel is used for irrigation. Spinning wheel is used for weaving the cloths, and the firearms is used for combat. So these were the new ideas and improvement in technology brought by the peoples who travel from one place to another. And some new crops were also introduced. That the name of that crops are corn, potatoes and coffee. These were the main crops were grown in this period. So these were the changes appear during the medieval time. Now our another topic is new peasants group. What do you understand by new peasants groups? First we will understand peasants. Peasants are the groups who were considered below in the ranking of farmers. Means they are not a farmer but they are considered below as a farmers. So what kind of work they did? So they started to convert forest into cultivated land. They cleared the forest by adopting the method called slash and burn cultivation. Now, slash and burn cultivation is also known as shifting cultivations. In that, forests were cleared or burnt. After burning the forest, the ash was produced. It is used as a fertilizer because it contains a rich amount of potash. Are you understood or not? In this kind of farming, forests were cleared or burnt. After burning the forest, the ash was produced. It is used as a fertilizer because it contains a rich amount of potash. And when the land started losing its fertilities, they left the place. And this entire process is called slash and burn cultivation. So peasants were the new groups who used this method or adopt the method called slash and burn cultivation. Some other important changes were brought during the medieval time, that is jatis. Have you heard the name before, jatis? The jati means subcaste. As the society became more differentiated, people were grouped into jatis. People were grouped into jatis. So peoples were ranked on the basis of their backgrounds and their rankings. So jati means what? The peoples were ranked on the basis of their backgrounds and their occupations. Peoples were classified in the jati. Peoples were classified on the basis of their occupations, and each jati has its own rules and regulations. Some political developments were also appear there. Some important groups of the peoples who were considered or who were emerged as a political development group, that is Rajput, Marathas, Sikhs, Jats and Ahams. These were the important political developments or important groups of the medieval India. Our next topic is region and powerful empire of North and South India. So, in the North India, if we are talking about the northern part, in the North India, Rajputs were the important or the powerful groups, and in the southern part of the India, the Chola dynasty or the Chola were emerged as a powerful rulers. Again, I am repeating here. If we are talking about region and powerful empire of North and South India, in the north part of India, Rajput were claimed as a powerful dynasty, and in the southern part of India, Cholas were emerged as a powerful rulers. And some other dynasties were also came to know, and these groups were known as the pan regional empires. Now, what do you understand by pan-regional empires? In a simple words, if we are talking about pan-regional groups, in a simple words, it is a group of many dynasties. Here is the definitions of pan-regional groups. Pan-regional empire is a nation which influence with other nations actions completely or partially. The term pan-regional empire means the empires which were spanning diverse regions, means in which diverse groups of the dynasties are there, like Cholas, Khaljis, and Mughals. I hope all of you understood. Now, there were some old and new religions were also introduced, and the name of that religions Hinduism and Islam. Hindu was the old religion of India, and the new religion was emerged during the medieval time was Islam. You know, students, who was the founder of Islam? So, Prophet Muhammad was the founder of Islam, and he was also written the holy book called Quran. So these were the two important religions of medieval India. After Prophet Muhammad, caliphs were succeeded him. After the death of Prophet Muhammad, caliphs were succeeded him, and later Muslim community were split into two major sections. One is Shia and Sunni. Shia, S-H-I-A, Shia, and S-U-N-N-I. Shia and Sunni Muslims. Later Muslim communities were split into two major sects, Shia and Sunni, after the death of the Prophet Muhammad, who was written the holy book called Quran. So these were the two important old and new religions which were emerged during medieval India. And the last topic of this chapter, that is thinking about time and historical period. So after thinking too long, in the 19th century, one British historians like named James Mills, who wrote History of British India. Who wrote what? History of British India in 1870. He was divided into the history into the three parts. For the convenience of the readers, he divided history into the three parts. The one is Hindu, Muslim, and British. And later it was known as the ancient India, medieval India, and modern India. So I hope all of you understood this chapter very clearly. Thank you and have a nice day.